Now in Raisley, the sign-up form is one of the other major forms that you'll be using for probably many campaigns. But the sign-up form is primarily used for what we could call a peer-to-peer campaign. And what's that? Well, a peer-to-peer campaign is a campaign that you can engage fundraisers with, where the fundraiser can sign up, create their own independent landing page, which has a donation form on it that they can share with their friends and family to raise funds for your great charity. Now, this is a peer-to-peer campaign template, and there's so many other great experiences you can use within peer-to-peer. But we just want to have a look at what the sign-up form does. Out of the box, this is what the sign-up form looks like. There's an option to create an independent page for one person, or you can sign up as a team leader, which will not only create that independent page, but it also adds another team page that you can send to people to invite them to join. But for the sake of brevity in this little course, we'll just look at registering as an individual. If I select this, it'll prompt me with the option to join or a team or organization. I'm going to select no for the moment. Now I can enter my details, enter a password which they can use to log back in to their dashboard and for other experiences. Here now on the next side of the form, I can now enter my fundraising page details. And this is the independent page that we're talking about. Out of the box, you will need the profile name, and that is required. But you can also put in a profile photo. You can put why you're fundraising. You can have the fundraising currency, and also pronouns is available. You can update any of these fields. So either remove or add new ones. I then have the option to choose a fundraising goal, which you can configure as well. Out of the box, this is what it looks like. Then I can kickstart my fundraising. If I want to make a self-donation, I can simply select one of these options and it will create me a self-donation. But I'm going to skip that for now, and we'll just create our fundraising page. Now notice at the end of the sign-up form it will go to the dashboard page. Now this is great because it allows you to communicate with the fundraiser and let them know what the next steps are for them to go and now raise funds. But the core of it is showing them the page that they've just created. If we go into Jenny Smith's page, you can see it here. If she uploaded a photo, it would appear here, but we have her name, we have why she's fundraising, and we have a donation form that her friends and family can use to to contribute funds to Jenny's page, which goes to your organization. There's also the options for sharing, either the copy link or social media or QR codes, and also a progress bar showing Jenny how much she has raised in her total as well. So at the core of it is what a sign-up page is there to do, is to create someone an independent landing page that they can be utilizing. Do note at the end of the sign-up form, sometimes if the person already exists in your system in Raisley, they won't actually go to the dashboard page. They'll get a nice little message that says, hey, check your email, make sure it's you, and when you select that, it'll go to the dashboard page. So back to the sign-up form, these are the options we have here. So let's explore how to actually put a sign-up form on a page. If we go into our campaign and go to pages, most likely we're going to have a page called sign up. If we select this, we can see the space where we have the sign up form block. If we open up the settings of this block, we can see that we've got plenty of settings to utilize. Now, the first ones that you'll be looking at under the general settings are whether you want to enable individual sign up, team sign up, or even organization sign up. Because within Raisley, you can select 3 different profile levels: an organization, teams, and individuals. Say, for example, I don't want organization or team ability, and I can just select this one that's going to allow me just individual pages. Or, for example, you may want to have organizations sign up, and I don't want individuals or teams, and so I could activate organization sign up. Now, these are some spaces that you can explore as you look at our courses on peer-to-peer and things, but here are the options you'll see available. I'm going to switch it back to individual. I can also enable or disable fundraising goal step, enable or disable self-donations, and also a really important one here is allow multiple registrations under one email. If you turn this off, it means that if someone goes to register with the same email again, it won't let them. And so often this can actually be a good one to leave on. Under this, you have profile types. Profile types are all about this: individuals, teams, or organizations. And you can here update a little image and also the copy that goes across for each of them as well. You also have exercise settings, which you can enable the exercise goal step, which if you are using activity tracking. Under headings, you also have the option to update the different headings that appear on the different stages of the form, such as your account might be changed to your details, for example. Your profile might be changed to your fundraising page details. So you can update the wording that happens on each of these steps, which can be really great for you to create the most sort of customized form for your audience as well. Some of the other major ones would be under advanced. Here, you can disable automatic naming. This can be really good if the person who's signing up is not the same as the person who's going to create the fundraising page. So you can have the automatic naming disabled. So instead of registering Jenny Smith, it will just come up as blank and they can put in a value for themselves. Now, one of the main options that you will see within the sign-up form is also the ability to enable tickets. Now, as you said, Raisley has 4 different forms, and one of those is the ticketing form. But you can actually embed this form into the sign-up process. If we enable tickets, we get new options available. First, I have a ticket here called Event Registration that I've created. I can make this ticket purchase mandatory in sign-up. And if I turn all of this on and then save my changes and go back to the sign-up page, let's just refresh. Select myself to register. No for join team or organization. I have my details. But here now I can actually do a registration process using the ticketing form. I can select a ticket I want, and then I'll move on to the next phase. And this can be really, really helpful if you have an event that you're just needing ticket registrations in there, and there's some great flexibility that you have that you can be exploring. Now, as I said, you can actually embed the sign-up form multiple times on different pages. You don't need just one. And so understanding the customization options you have available here can be really helpful for you as you want to create the form that you need for that particular page. Now let's duck out and look at how you can update some of the forms, some of the form fields. If I jump out in my campaign and go to settings and then sign up form, I can now find the individual fields that are controlled when you're using the sign up form. The first is personal information, first name, last name, and email address. And you would have seen this, that when we go to the very, very first step, we have them here, your details, first name, last name, and email. And they appear in step 1. These are all the details here, and you can be adding new details here or even adding hidden fields. One really important little feature can be enabling partial registrations. And what this will do is that if someone does fill in these details and selects next, and it goes to the next step, those user details will actually be saved for you, and you can reach out for them. Such, for example, is that they fail to actually fill out the rest of the form. You can say, hey, come on back, fill out the form. And that's a really good little feature. But alongside that, you have individual profile fields, team profile fields, and organization profile fields. These fields are all ones that get populated under the fundraising step, which is here. Profile name, profile photo, why are you fundraising, fundraising currency, and pronouns. You can be updating each of these to either remove, add new ones, and even add conditions so that some appear when others are filled in. There's a lot of flexibility you have in regards to creating the form for the sign-up form that you need. As I said before, you have options for team profiles when that is present, or organization profiles. And as we were saying before, that is if in pages, sign up, they are relevant if we are activating here, team sign up or organization sign up. So that's a brief walkthrough on how the sign up form works. There's a lot to explore and a lot to test for you. And our encouragement is to dive on in.